Hey you. Yeah you, the one who lights up the room when you walk in. The one who thrives on conversation, who feels energized by people, who's been told 1,000 times that you're such a people person. This video is for you. But it's also for anyone who's ever looked at an extrovert and thought they had it all figured out. Because here's what nobody tells you, being an extrovert doesn't mean you're shallow. Being outgoing doesn't mean you lack substance. And just because you draw energy from the external world doesn't mean your internal world is empty. Today, we're diving deep, ironically, into why you, as an extrovert, need more depth than anyone thinks. And why that depth might just be your greatest untapped superpower. The stereotype trap. Let's start with the elephant in the room. You felt it, haven't you? That subtle judgment. That assumption. When you talk about going to another social event, someone rolls their eyes. When you mention you need to be around people, someone mutters about how you can't be alone with your thoughts. When you're excited and animated, someone assumes you're superficial. The world has created this narrative that extroverts are all surface and no substance. That you're the life of the party but not the depth of the conversation. That you collect friends like trophies but don't really connect with anyone. That you're afraid of silence because you're afraid of yourself. But here's the truth bomb you need to hear today, that's complete nonsense. You are not shallow because you're social. You're not superficial because you love people. And you're not avoiding depth just because you process life out loud instead of in silence. The stereotype says extroverts are gregarious but hollow. The reality? You're capable of profound depth, you just express it differently. And that difference, my friend, is exactly why you need to cultivate that depth intentionally. Because in a world that already misunderstands you, depth becomes your secret weapon. Why depth matters for you specifically. Now, you might be thinking, why should I care about depth? I'm doing fine as I am. And maybe you are. But let me ask you something, have you ever felt exhausted after socializing? Not physically tired, emotionally drained. Like you gave everything away and there's nothing left for you. That's what happens when extroversion operates without depth. You see, as an extrovert, you're wired to engage with the world around you. You gain energy from interaction, from exchange, from connection. But here's what most people miss, if you're only engaging on the surface level, you're like a phone that's constantly connected to a faulty charger. You think you're recharging, but you're actually draining yourself even faster. Depth matters for you because it transforms your superpower from a liability into an asset. When you combine your natural ability to connect with people with genuine depth of character, thought, and emotion, you become unstoppable. You become someone who doesn't just know a lot of people, you become someone who genuinely impacts them. Depth gives your extroversion direction. Without it, you're a river flowing everywhere and nowhere. With it, you're a force of nature carving canyons through mountains. And here's the kicker, the world needs deep extroverts more than ever. We have enough superficial connections. We have enough shallow networking. What we're starving for are people who can bring people together and bring substance to the table. That's you. That can be you. The myth of the deep introvert. Let's talk about your introverted friends for a second. Society has this weird obsession with the deep introvert archetype, the quiet philosopher, the thoughtful artist, the person who says little but means everything they say. And sure, many introverts are deeply thoughtful people. But you know what? Being quiet doesn't automatically make you deep. Silence doesn't equal substance. Solitude doesn't guarantee wisdom. And speaking less doesn't mean you're thinking more. The myth is that depth requires withdrawal. That to be truly thoughtful, you need to retreat from the world, sit in silence, and contemplate life alone. But that's just one path to depth, it's not the only path. You can be deeply thoughtful while talking through your ideas. You can process profound emotions in the company of others. You can explore life's big questions through conversation, debate, and shared experience. Your way of achieving depth isn't worse, it's just different. The introvert thinks to speak. You speak to think. Neither is superior. But the world has convinced you that your method is less valid, less authentic, less profound. And that's a lie you need to stop believing today. Your extroversion is not a barrier to depth. It's actually your unique pathway to it. You just need to learn how to walk that path with intention. The extrovert's depth deficit. Now, let's get real for a moment. While I'm saying you're capable of immense depth, I also need to acknowledge something: many extroverts do struggle with it. Not because they can't be deep, but because the very traits that make them extroverted can, if unchecked, keep them on the surface. You love variety. That's beautiful. But it can mean you're always chasing the next experience instead of deepening the current one. You thrive on stimulation. That's a gift. But it can mean you're uncomfortable with the quiet moments where depth actually grows. You process externally. That's your strength. But it can mean you never sit with an idea long enough to fully develop it before you're sharing it and moving on. And here's the hard truth: in a world of social media, constant connectivity, and endless networking opportunities, it's easier than ever for you to stay busy without ever going deep. You can have 1,000 conversations without having one meaningful dialogue. You can know hundreds of people without truly knowing yourself. This is the extrovert's depth deficit, the gap between your capacity for profound connection and the superficial connections you often settle for. Between your ability to inspire and influence and the surface-level interactions that leave everyone, including you, feeling empty. But here's why I'm telling you this: awareness is the first step to transformation. Once you recognize this pattern, you can change it. And when you do, when you start bringing depth to your extroversion, everything shifts. How to cultivate depth as an extrovert. So how do you do it? How do you cultivate genuine depth while honoring your extroverted nature? Let me give you some practical strategies that actually work for people like you. First, quality over quantity in relationships. I know you love people. I know you can make friends anywhere. But here's your challenge: instead of adding more people to your circle, go deeper with the people already in it. Instead of another surface-level coffee chat with someone new, have a real conversation with someone you've known for years but never truly opened up to. Ask better questions. How are you? Is fine, but what's been weighing on your heart lately? Goes deeper. What do you do? Is standard, but what makes you come alive? Touches the soul. Use your gift for conversation not to collect connections, but to create them. Second, reflection through discussion. You don't have to journal in silence to be reflective. You can process your thoughts out loud, but do it with intention. Find a trusted friend or mentor and say, "I need to think through something deep. Can I talk this out with you?" Then actually explore it. Don't just vent and move on. Dig in. Follow the threads. Let the conversation go somewhere meaningful. Or start a discussion group. A book club. A philosophy circle. Create spaces where you can use your extroverted energy to explore profound topics with others who want to go deep too. Third, the power of focused presence. This is crucial. As an extrovert, you might be used to multitasking socially, checking your phone while talking, thinking about the next event while you're at this one, scanning the room while someone's opening their heart to you. Stop it. Practice being fully present with one person, in one moment, in one conversation. When someone's talking to you, listen, really listen, with your whole being. Don't plan your response. Don't look for an exit. Just be there. Depth happens in presence, not in performance. Fourth, embrace strategic solitude. I'm not asking you to become an introvert. But I am asking you to get comfortable with being alone sometimes. Not constantly. Not even frequently if that's not your thing. But occasionally, intentionally, choose solitude over socializing. Take a walk alone. Sit in a coffee shop without calling anyone. Drive without the radio. Let yourself get bored. Let thoughts emerge without immediately sharing them. This is where your ideas mature, where your emotions settle, where you discover what you actually think versus what you've heard others say. You might feel restless at first. That's normal. Push through. The discomfort is growth. Fifth, develop a depth practice. Create a regular practice that builds your capacity for depth. Maybe it's reading books that challenge you and discussing them with thoughtful friends. Maybe it's taking a class on philosophy, psychology, or spirituality. Maybe it's volunteering in a way that exposes you to people and experiences that shift your perspective. The key is consistency. Depth isn't built in a day. It's cultivated over time, through repeated exposure to ideas and experiences that stretch you beyond the surface. The power of the deep extrovert. Now imagine this version of yourself, someone who walks into a room and lights it up, just like you do now, but this time, there's substance behind the sparkle. Someone who can talk to anyone about anything, but who can also sit with someone in their darkest moment and hold space for their pain. Someone who brings people together, but for purposes that matter, for conversations that transform, for connections that endure. This is the power of the deep extrovert. You become a bridge. You can move between worlds that others can't. You can take profound ideas from the philosophers and make them accessible to the everyday person. You can take someone's quiet pain and give it voice in community. You can connect the thinkers with the doers, the dreamers with the builders, the isolated with the integrated. The world has plenty of shallow extroverts who entertain but don't transform. And it has plenty of deep introverts who think profound thoughts but struggle to share them. What it's desperately lacking is people who can do both, who can combine depth with reach, substance with accessibility, wisdom with warmth. That's your unique offering. That's your calling. That's why depth isn't optional for you, it's essential. When you become a deep extrovert, you don't lose your energy or enthusiasm. You don't become quiet or withdrawn. You simply become more meaningful, more impactful, more you. The challenges you'll face. I won't lie to you, this path isn't easy. When you start going deeper as an extrovert, you'll face resistance. Some of it will come from outside, but most of it will come from within. Your friends might not understand why you can't make every social event anymore. They might think you're becoming boring or pretentious when you want to have meaningful conversations instead of small talk. Some people will prefer the surface-level version of you because it's more comfortable, less challenging, less real. And you'll feel the pull to go back. To fill your calendar. To say yes to every invitation. To keep things light and easy. The depth path requires discipline, and discipline isn't always fun. You'll also face the fear of what you might discover when you go deeper. What if you don't like what you find when you're alone with your thoughts? What if the real you is less likable than the social you? What if going deep means confronting pain, doubt, or darkness you've been avoiding? These fears are real. But they're also the gatekeepers to your greatness. On the other side of that fear is the authentic, powerful, deeply connected version of yourself you've always had the potential to become. Your invitation. So here's my invitation to you today: stop apologizing for being an extrovert. Stop letting people make you feel shallow because you love people and energy and connection. But also stop settling for the surface when you're capable of so much more. You are not meant to choose between being social and being substantial. You can be both. You are both. You just need to give yourself permission to explore that depth in your own unique, extroverted way. Start today. Have one meaningful conversation instead of 3 superficial ones. Read one chapter of a challenging book. Spend 30 minutes alone without distraction. Ask yourself one hard question and sit with it until you find a real answer. Depth is not a destination. It's a practice. And every small choice you make toward it builds the person you're becoming. The world needs your light. It always has. But it also needs your depth. It needs extroverts who can bring people together around ideas that matter. Who can energize movements for change. Who can make profound wisdom accessible and actionable. That's you. That can be you. That will be you, if you choose it. Listen, being an extrovert is a gift. Your ability to connect, to energize, to bring people together, that's not something to diminish or apologize for. But it's also not the whole story. You are more than your personality type. You're more than the energy you bring to a room. You're a complex, multifaceted human being with thoughts, feelings, dreams, fears, and depths that deserve to be explored. And when you take the time to cultivate that depth, not by becoming someone you're not, but by becoming more fully who you are, you unlock a level of impact and fulfillment that surface-level socializing could never provide. So go ahead. Be loud. Be energetic. Be social. Be you. But also be deep. Be thoughtful. Be substantial. Be whole. The shallow version of you is good enough to be liked. But the deep version of you is powerful enough to change lives, including your own. You don't need to choose between depth and extroversion. You need to merge them. And when you do, you become unstoppable. Now get out there and show the world what a truly deep extrovert looks like. We're waiting for you. If this video resonated with you, do me a favor, share it with an extrovert in your life who needs to hear this message. And if you're ready to dive deeper into living your best, most authentic life, subscribe and hit that notification bell. We're just getting started. See you in the next one.